Welcome back everyone, I'm John, this is the channel of Moon High Effect. Today we're doing trading lesson 23. Different ways of taking trades with the infringement candles. We've seen this in the part where I explained the candles, which candle is. If you want to re-see everything, I will explain it short and then I will go straight away how to use them in trades. So to have an infringement candle, you need to have a small one and a bigger one that eats the first candle completely up. You have two ways, you have an up or a bullish infringement, and you have a downwards or a bearish infringement on this side. On the right side, because you have a small buying candle and then a big sell candle that eats it completely up, so it went downwards. Trading with infringement candle bars. A good infringement candle bars, you find it at a support or a resisting level. The first candle is fully infringed by the second one, so eat it completely up. And they are two opposite candles. Normally they are two opposite candles, because the first one is the market where the market is going, so it was a downtrend at this point. This is your support level. And at the support level, we saw an infringement bar the next day. The buyers eat it completely the sellers up, and that meant that we have a bullish infringement bar. And when we see this at a key level, so at a support or a resisting level, that means that the market will change direction immediately. After the market has closed it, you can take a trade into it. I would also do personally put a few more trades into it, and I'll explain why now and how I would do it. So the first trade I would take straight after the candle closed, and I put a few other trades until halfway this bar, so until halfway the infringement bar that ate up the first candle. I would have taken my other trades into it. Why? Because you can see the day after or a 4-hour candle afterwards, it depends on which chart you are looking at, that you see perfectly that this bar has made a wick into halfway this candle. So if you had put entries at this point where my cursor is now, that means that you would have a better entry point than when you just had one entry point at this key level. I've shown you already that you should take normally 10 entries. Here I would have taken 4, maybe maximum 5. 10 entries at this point, that would be a lot, but you can still do that if you want to. And you can see also, if you have taken this entry point, even here, that you have been perfectly in control and perfectly in profit straight away after that this candle has closed. Plus you can see that the trend is going upwards afterwards too. With the bearish infringement bar, you have the same. So the market went up here, and here we have a resisting level that it did not go through. This infringement bar shows us first of all that the buyers were in control. The second day the sellers took completely control over the market, and it ate up my first candle. There was a resisting level at this line that is above it, so that means it was at a key level that this came past, and the market changed direction. If you can see about 1, 2, 3, 4 candles further, we have exactly the same infringement bar again, so you could have taken this entry too and go down with the candles and you would be perfectly in profit. So what is a good bearish infringement bar? You find them at the support level or a resisting level. At this point, a bearish infringement bar you find only at resisting levels are very important. The first candle fully infringement the second candle, so it eat it completely the first candle up. And they are two opposite candles looking like. So that means there has to be a bullish one and there has to be a bearish one. How do we use infringement with trend lines? These are also nice to see. Why do I tell you that? Because if you have drawn a trend line under this, you can see perfectly that this is a beautiful trend line. You have at your lower highs a perfect entry point. But also once it touches your trend line, you have a beautiful entry. And you also see when the market will change direction and what the market is going to do at this point. So first of all, here we see an infringement bar and the market went upwards. Second, here he made a higher high because it went higher than this point. So this should be your key level to go back to, or just under it. Yeah, this should be your key level to go back to. So you could have drawn a trend line, a support level here. It broke through my support and it became a resisting by retesting it. You could have drawn here again a support level because you found this is your higher high. It went through your support level, it made a new higher high, and it went back to your support, so that became then a resisting level. Now Let me explain too. If you see infringement bars inside an upward trend move bar and upwards trend, then you can see also that the market is continuous going to do that part. So you see it in an uptrend here, you see it here, you see it down here, see one. So we have 1, 2, 3, do we spot another one here? 4, 5 infringement bars that you can see, and that means that the market will continuously go up in one direction. That means that you can keep going into a long position. So that's very good to know. It's very important also to know how to draw your trend lines so that you're sure that you're in an uptrend or a downtrend. If you don't know yet how to do this, go back a few movies, rewatch one. It's very important that you know. And on your higher highs, you try to sell completely. So you try to take it as high as profitable, or you just put, like if you said 5%, I think somewhere here would be 5% already if this is Bitcoin, because this is a huge candle. If this is 5%, go out the trade. You can go in it again when it hits your support level, that becomes resistant then, and then you can take a trade again, 5%, go out, wait until it hits your resisting level again, that your support that becomes resistant, sorry, and then do it again over and over, the same steps, small steps after each other, and you would gain a lot of profit. Now infringement bars are also nice in a bigger perspective to draw your resisting and support levels. Why? Because they're very accurate. They normally do not come that much often inside a trend. It normally hits at key points that you see these candles. So here you have an opposite infringement bar, but that also counts because this is also a hammery pattern. So in a hammery pattern, when this comes also onto support levels or resisting levels, that means that the market also will change direction. And we've learned this also in the candles, so please write them down or rewatch them if you don't know yet. If you don't know yet them out of your head, that's okay. I sometimes need to think over it too, because they sometimes slip out of my mind too. That's possible, but I have my trading diary always beside me when I'm taking trades, so I always can look it up which trades I can take and which not. But remember that these are very handy to have to draw your support and resisting levels, because you will see that they normally hit those points every time again. Now, please always trade with the trend. That's very important too. Why? Because if you traded against the trend and you took the second, where my cursor is now, and took an entry as a long position, and you did not leave the market at the resisting port, that meant that you would have been stuck in this trade completely, because the market broke through your support level and then the market changed direction downwards. If you do trade against the trend, please put your stop loss under the infringement bars or the hammery pattern at this point. Put it a bit lower, so that's maybe a 3 to 5% under the support level, so that you're straight out of the trade when the trade goes against you. It sometimes happens, so it's on you to draw your resisting and support level as good as possible, so that you're never out of a trade that's not needed. But if the trade goes against you, that you're straight away out of it and that you lose as less money as possible, because that's the thing that we need to do. We need to make more profit than not profit, really. So that's what I'm trying to teach all of you guys here. Now here we had a perfectly entry point to take a short until the next support level, and the support level you would have exit the market. Why? Because we do not know if the market goes through it, and we would have taken profit in this bar completely. For me personally, I would have taken it already at this wick. Why? Because I never go to my support level when I do trades on sideways. I never go perfectly to my resistance, and I never go perfectly to my support. And the reason is because I want to have my profits. That's why. That's the only reason why. I do set up a new trade then at the ski level and see what the market will do. If it goes up, I would have maybe put in an extra entry here and said the market would go up, but I was not sure. That meant that this market would have gone against me already, and I would have had my stop loss here. Okay, I would won two beautiful trades and one that goes against me, so that means that you would have still a nice amount of profit. Here you also see a retracement, so this is very important also to remember retracements. The market went through my support level, it hit my second resisting level, and it made my support a resisting level here, because it touched this one completely, and it even had a bearish infungement bar here. You can see that this one is a bit bigger than the other one, and it made a continuous downward trend because the market was going downwards, and it did not go through my trend line, because if you draw your trend up here, you can see that you have a beautiful trend line, and it only broke it here, and then the market changed direction again a bit upwards. And until that point you should have patience, and for a next entry, maybe at this key level here, you could have taken a new entry to go upwards, because here if you draw on another support level at this point, you would have seen that it broke here your support, here your trend line, and it went up to the next resistance level again. Working with infringement candles ensures that you know nicely where the support and resisting level is. So I shown you how you can predict this, because it shows you where to draw them, and you can look ahead of time where the market is coming back to. So we all know this before. This way you know when you can take profit and where you can enter and exit the market. I hope you guys understand. If you do not, please leave a comment so I'll re-explain everything again. Working with infringement candles ensures a very nice entry after a breakout. You see that on a retest where it's an infringement bar in the direction of the breaking out market. Then you have a perfect entry where you take nice profits. Be patient and let the market come to you. So do never go after a chasing market, it's not good. So that means if it's in the impulsive move, wait for the retracement to go into the market. We've seen this a few things back. So here it also that impulsive move, it made a retracement, it made an impulsive move, it made a retracement, it makes an impulsive move, it makes a retracement. This is how it goes. So I just re-explained that part. Now what do we see? This resisting level, that was a key one, because it hit 1, 2, and it did not want to break 3, and the third time it broke out of my resistance and it wanted to make a support. So what did the market do? It came back to this resisting level to clean off this market and say, okay, I'm done with this part of the market, I cannot break through this resisting because it now becomes a support level, and it did not have enough selling power to go through my support level again. And the infringement bar said to him, now okay, we are taking an upwards trend, because it changed trend directions, because this was on a key level and it was a retracement action of a breakout. That's why it kept going upwards afterwards. And we would have a nice entry point if we've put it in straight away after the breakout here, and it was up high enough for a few days. That meant if we put it in entry in this key level here and your support level at that point, that you would have a beautiful entry where you were straight away in profit. Just a pointer where I should have put my entries. Thank you all for your attentions. I hope you learned something today. Please share my channel with other people that want to learn this. If you want to join my Discord, it will be up in the next few days, and I will put a link under one of my next movies also, that you can join it for free. It will be joinable for the next month and a half, I guess, and afterwards I will close the free entry points. If you have people that want to share or want to see how to trade, please share my channel with everyone. That would be much appreciated. Much love for everyone. Smile and be thankful. Love each other, and I'll see you guys in the next lesson. Ciao!